Salut, Pascal Moscato here. Welcome back into another video. In today's video, we will see how to create a small rig from custom properties and relation constraint. You will see it's very visual, so you'll get control of the rig with booleans and values. Let's jump into it. So let's start by creating references for those properties right here. Right now they are on the torus, and I want them to be on the sphere too, but the sphere has nothing. To do so, I'm gonna select both of the object, go into Properties tab, Editor, and we want to go on the Property References tab, and under the torus, you will find the four properties right here. You want to select them and then select the destination, so the sphere, and simply press on that double arrow button. So as you can see, property references has just been added to my sphere with torus dot and the name of the custom property. So the effect of this is that now when I click the sphere, I have the same property as the torus. Now let's add a relation constraint to put everything together. First of all, I want to add the torus as a sender and as a receiver. I also want to add the sphere as a sender because I need the translation position. I also need to make the custom properties available to being used into the relation constraint. To do so, you only click on the A button right here to make them available. As you can see, they pop into the relation constraint right here. And I want to scale that up a little bit to have more room to work with. Okay. So let's start by adding some if-then condition. In vector, we want to use the if condition then A else B, and I'm gonna use two of them. The first one would be for the sphere rotation boolean, and the second one for the translation boolean. So if follow sphere rotation boolean is true, I want to use sphere rotation. Else, I want to use torus rotation. And the same for translation here. If follow sphere translation is true, take sphere translation. If false, take torus translation. And apply that result to torus rotation and torus translation. So now if I move the sphere, nothing's happened. If I activate translation, it follows. If I use rotation and activate the checkbox, it follows. The other thing I want to add into this relation constraint is an offset. I want to apply that offset on the translation Y. To do so, I'm going to use a converter. So vector to number and number to vector. I then gonna add into number the add A plus B. This value will be added at the end of my process here. So I'm gonna take the result for the translation. I'm gonna match X and X, Z and Z, connect the result to the translation of the torus, but I'm also gonna add the offset to the Y position and apply it back in. So I'm only affecting the Y position here. So let's see what happened. And the last thing I want to do is use that boolean right here to snap the torus to the floor and keep using the offset from the floor. So instead, I'm gonna rename this to use floor. So let's start with the if condition. And I'm gonna use the use floor boolean as a condition. If true, I want the value 0 to be the floor. And this will become my new y value that I'm gonna add right here in the offset. I'm gonna remove this link right here and connect it here instead. So if this is true, use 0. If it's false, use the normal y value. So let's see the result. So that's just a quick example of what you can do with custom properties and the relation constraint. I hope you've learned something, and feel free to explore this and see what you can do yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and please share with a friend who might need this information. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. À la prochaine!